Blood, sweat, and tears. I beg to move that this House welcomes the formation of a government representing the united and inflexible resolve of the nation to prosecute the war with Germany to a victorious conclusion. On that Friday evening last I received from His Majesty the mission to form a new administration. It was the evident will of Parliament and the nation that this should be conceived on the broadest possible basis and that this should include all 5 parties. I have already completed the most important part of this task. A war cabinet that has been formed of 5 members representing, with the Liberal, opposition, and Liberals, the unity of the nation. It was necessary that this should be done in one single day on account of extreme urgency and record events. Other key options were filled yesterday. I am submitting to further list to the King tonight. I hope to complete the appointment of principal and masters during tomorrow. The appointment of other ministers usually takes a little bit longer. I trust when Parliament meets again that this part of my task will be completed and that the administration will be completed in all aspects. I considered it in the public interest to suggest to the Speaker that this House should be summoned today. At the end of today's proceedings, the adjournment of the House will propose until May 22nd with provision for earlier meeting, if need be. Business for that will be notified to MPs at an earlier opportunity. I now invite the House by resolution to record its approval of the steps taken and declare its confidence in new government. The resolution. That this House welcomes the formation of a government representing the united and inflexible resolve of the nation to prosecute the war with Germany to a victorious conclusion. To form an administration of this scale and complexity is a serious undertaking in itself, but we are in the preliminary phase of one of the greatest battles in history. We are in the action at many other points in Norway and in Holland, and we have to be prepared in the Mediterranean. The air battle is continuing, and many preparations have to be made here at home. In this crisis, I think that I may be pardoned if one do not address the House at any length today, and I hope that any of my friends and colleagues or former colleagues who are affected by the political reconstruction will make all allowances for any lack of ceremony with which it has been necessary to act. I say to the House, as I said to the ministers who have joined this government, I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many months of struggle and suffering. You ask, what is our policy? I say it is to wage war by land, sea, and air. War with all our might and all the strength God has given us. And to wage war against a monstrous tyranny never suppressed in the dark and lamentable catalogue of human crime. That is our policy. You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word. It is victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all perils. Victory, however long and the hard road may be, for without victory there is no survival. Let that be realized, no survival for the British Empire, no survival for all that British Empire has stood for, no survival for the urge, the impulse of the ages, mankind shall move forward towards its own goal. I take up my task in buoyancy and hope. I feel sure that our cause will not be suffered to fail among men. I feel entitled at this juncture, at this time, to aim the aid of all to say, come then, let us go forward together with a united strength. I think that my speech was written to inform people on how the 5 parties got started and just how hard it is, or how hard they actually put all their effort into it, and how serious it is. Like, it's not just a little war to fight, it's serious, and it's taking people's lives. Okay, done.